Also in previous vid, I made the statement that trading is 80% psychology and 20% analysis, right? Here are some points that I wanted to pinpoint from the vid, in addition to the vid, I mean. And here's, I chose only 5 points, but there's definitely more, like, definitely way more points than that. And I just want to share them with you. So the first one's going to be not the ones that made me that much, and the last one going to be the most impactful one that has the most impact on my mentality and my, it did the most mental shift, my mental chemistry change in my head with trading. So our goal is with psychology is to trade without fear, so that's the goal: trade consistently without fear. And what does it mean? Let's unpack. I have written down 5 points. Let's unpack them. So the first one is going to be probably you know it already, but the consistency is in your mind, not in the markets. So what does that mean? It means that people nowadays, they try to find the profitability in the markets themselves through analysis. They doing more analysis every day. They're learning new things. They learn new approaches. They learn new strategies every day. Each night they backtesting a whole day and thinking they learned something. Maybe they did, but there's definitely time when you need to backtest it and backtest. But if you're doing that over years, and it means you're doing something wrong. Even you're doing that for like 2 months, it's already too much, if I'm being honest with you, because I backtest more, like I backtest more than 1,000 trades, and I guess it's enough for me. I can backtest time from time, but it's not necessarily the biggest thing that I want to be doing right now. So you need to remember that the consistency that you want to achieve is in your mind. Trade without fear is in your mind. So everything about trading is in your mind, and that's the first point, I guess, where everybody knew it, but I want to share it as, I want to share it as what's the fucking word? I want to share it as I don't know the word, to be honest, so fuck it. A third point is going to be, in trading, that each moment is unique. You need to understand that. Each moment is unique. If you had 5 stops if you had 5 stops for the trade that you have now, it doesn't mean that this trade is going to be a loser, You can't carry this negativity of losing trades of your 5-6 losses from previous days into the next trade, into now moment. You can't lose, because every moment in trading is unique. Every trade is unique. You don't know what's going to happen. So every trade is unique with its own edge. So you can't simply, if you had like 5 wins or 5 losses, assume that you had 5 losses. You can't assume that it's going to be a 6th loss. Or if you had 5 wins, you can assume that it's going to be a 6th win. Every moment is unique. It can be a loss or a win, no matter. It doesn't correlate with the previous trades. That's what I'm trying to say. So each moment is unique. That's the second point. Third point is going to be that anything can happen in market environment. Everything can happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Everything happen in market environment is going to be a win or a lose. We don't know. So, but there's anything happens. I mean that in this reality that we live right now, there are macroeconomics playing a huge role, because somebody can put a tweet and it's going to spike market down and up, and it may hit your stop loss, it may hit your take profit, wherever was your trade. So anything can happen anytime. We don't know what's going to happen. That's normal. And leading after this point that anything can happen into a second point from the end, from the back, into the fourth point that you don't need to know what's going to happen next, right? You don't need to know what's going to happen next. Neither do I. Neither nobody needs to know what's going to happen next. You simply play your edge and wait. So, for fourth point going to be you don't need to know what's going to happen next. Just remember that people who trade consistently with profits, they don't need to know what's going to happen next. They just simply follow their plan, follow their rules, and they have a strategy, they have a plan, and they act upon the plan, they act upon the strategy, and they have a state of no fear. They don't need what's going to happen next. They don't need to know what's going to happen next, and that's totally normal because nobody does. In the market environment, we don't know what's going to happen next, and that's totally normal. We don't need to know. That's the point. We don't know, and we don't need to know. That's pretty straightforward. And the last point I wanted to share is probably the major one because it's people usually leave because of that point. From trading, the ego is hurt. The ego is hurt, and they can't comprehend it. They can't take it in because they're so insecure and they very you need to understand that being wrong. So the second point is being wrong, losing money, leaving money on the table in trading is fine. So if you lose money, if you're wrong, if you lost a trade, it's fine. That's it. It can't affect you emotionally. It can't affect you. It can't affect you, because because being wrong is fine, totally fine, and losing money is also fine. That's a part of the game. You need to understand that losing money is fine. If you had a loss, it's fine. If you follow all your rules, you lost still, it's fine. Totally normal. Happens all the time to every one of us. So being wrong, losing money, leaving money on the table is fine. That's the point I want you to understand because people trading is a bit different in there because losing is actually a part of the game and you can't escape it. So if you don't put any emotional you don't need to put any emotional weight on lose or win because in your minds they need to carry the same vibration. They have to be neutral, if you know what I mean. Of course there's some human part to it, but in the most part it needs to be neutral. You don't need to be happy for a win, you don't need to be sad for a loss. That's a simple psychology for it, And people nowadays with their big egos, their big their narcissistic nature, they can't be wrong, they think they all the time they're going to be right, they right every time, but that just speaks of low self-esteem, low self-confidence, low self-love, because even trading proves that you can't be always right. And I was the type of people I was trying always to be right and always to to prove my point that I'm right. But trading humbled me in the way that I actually acknowledge that you can't be always right because there's so much tolerance. In this environment you can't be right, and it's just a simple point. So being wrong is fine. You just need to remember this. Making mistakes is fine, being wrong is fine, as long as you keep following your strategy and your rules. So those are the 5 points that I want to share with you. I don't really know about this, but I guess so let's head for the topic a bit because I'm done with those points. I guess I'm going to make a like a psychology course on trading, because whenever it goes, there's a lot of strategies, there's a lot of there's even like TGR boot camps, there's more about confluences. He talks about confluences a lot. He talks about all aspects, but it's mainly about the analysis and all of it. I want to make only focus on the psychology, right? What you need to, how you need to think, what your mentality should be when you come into trading. And I'm going to do research myself. I'm going to definitely share with you I'm going to make a course. I'm planning on it, and because a lot of people say that trading is 80% psychology and 20% analysis. So why why nobody's making a course on psychology? Because it's boring. Actually, I guess because it doesn't make sense at first. Because it doesn't make sense at first because I'm learning psychology and trading. Like it's two uncomprehendable things, if you know what I mean. But I'm still, I guess my course is going to be for people who already learned the analysis and they want to expel more in understanding themselves and understand how to think in probabilities and how to think in, just in a profitable terms. Of course, I'm a learner myself. I'm going to learn things alongside with you. I'm going to teach you, and you know, but I have a lot. I have a big journey ahead of myself, but I definitely can teach you something too. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to do my best to try to deliver this to you. I'm going to prove I'm definitely going to improve my speaking abilities, my explaining abilities, because that's the thing I need to improve definitely. That's the thing I need to work on, and the art of explaining, the art of you know giving people your thoughts, wording rightly is also an art. So I'm going to improve on that too. And I just want to share it. I just want to make people understand that it's really more about the mental warfare and any analysis too. And I want to do this because I never seen somebody doing that psychology course. There's courses on analysis and all of it. But they just want, I don't know. In my opinion, they just want to make money or whatever. If you see some courses on that, they just want to make money out of you. Um, I'm definitely not making a promise that I'm going to make it profitable, but I'm definitely going to open your eyes on some things. Definitely, that's for a fact. That's for a fact for sure. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be starting with it. Going to make the plan ahead of what I'm going to present and how I'm going to present it. They have a little roadmap to this, so that's a plan for now. Trading psychology course, because I really love psychology too, not just trading psychology but psychology in general, and I guess it's going to be really helpful for people who I guess it's really going to be something that people need in trading the most. Because I sometimes I see trading psychology videos, but they not that they're not really this much in depth how I wanted to be. So I decided to make it myself, do my research myself, share it with you, and you know definitely somebody's going to profit from it for a fact, for sure. So yes, it's going to be like a course, free, definitely free, because free, yeah, free. I can't do it for money. So yeah, I gotta be starting with this, and yeah, that's what I want to share basically. It's going to be a fun journey ahead, and yeah, psychology is something that nobody talks about that much, but it's the main point of trading too. So I'm gonna be really excited about that one. If it's going to be helpful for even for one person, I'm going to be really really glad about that. So yes, I guess that's what awaits us in the future. Psychology course on trading, and I just don't want to yap, if I'm being honest. I just want to yap, but I need to do stuff. right? So, but I'm basically going to draw my main points from those two books. I have. So, what books do I have about psychology? Is those two definitely. Already read this one and have. If I choose this one, I can finish it in a day. But I'm gonna extend it a bit for maybe like a week or so. Yeah. I have this book too, Read It, the market wizards. It was interviews with, the top traders of our time. Not our time, it was 90s, 80s, 70s, 50s. I don't know. Actually, this is a pretty tough book, and definitely can draw some points from that book too, definitely. So, and those three books, and I have bought Full by Randomness. I haven't started it yet because I already read like a lot of books simultaneously. 4 books, if I may not be mistaken. Read 4 books simultaneously, and I'm going to be drawing my points from those. If I learn something new, definitely going to add on later on, and just a journey I want to share with you, and it I guess it's going to be really helpful for you and for I too. So that's just. I'm gonna leave to the introduction part. I'm going to do it today or is it tomorrow. Definitely start with that already because I need to start. So yeah, just a little yapping sessions, and see you in the course. Maybe it's going to be very interesting, and I'm very excited for that because it's going to be my project, my own project that I'm going to start myself, and I'm going to be responsible for it, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want with it. That's the freedom of speech right there. So I'm going to be glad to help everybody can help, and help myself too, with this. So see you in the course or wherever if you're interested or not. I don't know, but yeah, I still wanna yap. I'm really I'm really excited for doing of it because, as I said, but I need it to be structured in a way that it's chronologically right. So I need to first, maybe today I'm going to make just introduction what I'm going to do, and I need to have like a plan, roadmap how I'm going to do it. So that's really it. There's going to be really interesting projects that I'm going to be willing to do. Psychology of trading, and yeah, I guess it's going to be really helpful for everybody if I'm right. It's going to be a great experience for my learning on social skills, my speaking skills, my my responsibility skills, my patience skills. And this is going to benefit me in many ways, definitely in many ways. My planning skills, my strategic skills, my discipline skills. It's just amazing. If I might be honest with you, so right, I give information to you, I learn myself, and I learn a lot of things backwards. So it's a good exchange if 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 you put it into those words. So I guess I'm gonna start with it right now. I'm gonna start as a plan right now. Make a little plan, but actions are more important. Actions are more important, so I'm gonna make a little plan real quick and just start yapping. Start find the best way to explain it to you and learn the art of explaining and talking. So that's it for you right there. It's going to be really intimidating, exciting, interesting, and yeah, so basically it. I want to get a tattoo right here, like a Viking tattoo, here, like rings and there are runics here. It's going to be real tough, and it's going to be really tough, and I'm really excited for that. So yeah, just want to help people become more profitable, because I think it's just psychologists is a lot out of the analysis, and nobody's saying it, nobody's sharing it. So I'm going to be the first one. Boom. I don't know what the fuck I did, bro.